Radiant team ban.
Hello, welcome back. We've got ourselves the semi-finals coming on. Semi-finals of the winners bracket, that is. As 4FC will take on Relax. You're doing fine, and it is going to be best of 3. So teams at least have got multiple chances. Now, if they lose, one of them will lose, then that doesn't go anymore because the loser bracket is best of 1. So you do want to make it out of this one alive and go to the winners bracket finals, where Power Rangers is already waiting for their opponent. So it is not going to be an easy winners bracket finals. But first of all, they need to get through through each other. 4FC taking on Relax here in the winners bracket semi-finals for, of course, the Yard Wide Festival, which is what you are watching. 4FC will play from the Dire side for this first game with Relax. You're doing fine. Playing from the Radiant side, and we'll see what they end up banning out here first. Take a long time. Banning out the Visage. Strong one. I mean, both of these teams have played different playstyles over the last couple of days, to be honest, over this tournament, I should say. And, yeah, maybe the only solid ban that you could think of is indeed the Ember Spirit. To be honest, that would be my pick if I continue to remember that he is actually in the drafting pool, but yeah, Ember Spirit, not necessarily the strongest of heroes, but most of all, at this point, a lot of teams just haven't got the experience to deal with him, and you don't want to take any chances. You don't want to take any chances to see if you can go to the winner's bracket or not. So Relax, they'll be from the Radiant side. Now, banning out the Visage alone, I mean, it's a strong support. Now, something that 4FC has been doing a lot, and have been doing it through the patches, I should say, like that. Yeah, they have been playing a lot of Lone Druid for Krilly. They've been playing a lot of Mirana, and yes, they also did that patches ago when she was not really that big of a pick anymore, but now that she is, we might see that coming out from her. From them, rather, not from her. Might see her come out. But Mirana together with a Shadow Demon. Now, they have changed their lineup a bit since they used that so much, but I'm interested to see if they will actually play that still. We'll have to just wait and see, though. Nyx Assassin is another ban for Relax. So they ban out strong supports. And these supports actually have something in common, as we have seen them most of all. Well, I'm calling Nyx Assassin a support at this point, but these are supports that do really well in tri-lanes. And yes, I could know that Nyx Assassin is also an offlaner, but this might be a reason to think that Relax is looking to go for an aggressive tri-lane, and is then just does not want to face a Visage or an Assassin. The Clockwork is the one that gets banned out by 4FC, though, which is interesting because it's also one of Krilly's heroes. And we'll see what Relax is going for. I wouldn't be surprised to see at some point an Ancient Apparition coming out from Relax, going for indeed maybe an aggressive tri-lane. I would like to see that, to be honest. But for now, they're ticking into their time. Not yet bonus time, but thinking about their first pick out here. We also still have all those core heroes in the pool that we see picked or banned early on lately a lot. I'm talking about Invoker and Luna, who are both still in the pool. As Venno is the first one to get picked up by Relax. I mean, they ban out 2 strong supports. They pick up a third one. You know, you can't really go wrong with that. Support that can do very well in an aggressive tri-lane as well, though personally I like him more on the defensive. Nah, I don't know. Aggressive. Yeah, aggressive. Make it aggressive.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
4FC taking their time as well. Are we going to see Mirana coming out from them, or are we going to see something else? Well, here's number 1 of the heroes that I just mentioned. Invoker picked up, so that is going to be most likely the mid hero for 4FC. And I mentioned him because, you know, he's picked up so often, and he's such a strong hero. You can just not go wrong with that one. And on top of that, depending on what kind of build he goes for, of course, he can even help out with other lanes. As I just said, I mean, they have run this a while ago, and they had definitely a very different lineup. And I'm talking about more than a year ago. But I'm talking about Sunstrike Invoker again. So maybe we're going to see something like that. Because they used to do that a lot. The combination of just disables followed up by Sunstrike and get the kill on Invoker to get him the experience in middle. They've done that really, really a lot. We're going to see Mirana though. So I guess so far nothing unexpected coming out just yet from either team. Maybe Relax has got a different line of play in mind. I mean, I'm less familiar with Relax's playstyle than I am with 4FC's playstyle. But
5
overall,
seconds
both
remaining.
teams looking quite decent. Just standard, kind of. You can call it boring if you want to, for now.
Reserve
But
time.
it's not boring, that's the thing. It is not boring, especially not because I believe that their Mirana is always very aggressive as well. Might not be Dural, but... yeah. Also, for people wondering, the guy that always was called Fuck Off in Relax is actually Yoki. So, yeah, I only learned that today as well because I looked through his team profile every time he played to see if we could find a different name for him, but there was none until now. So, mission accomplished, at least we know that one. And he was asked to change his nickname by admins, or at least to make sure that his actual nickname is there. Earthshaker.
Radiant team ban.
Now, the thing is, about Relax's lineup, the thing that I like most about their lineup is that we don't know what they're gonna do. So neither does 4FC, because they pick up 2 supports. They can ban out all the supports that they want, because they don't need any anymore, and 4FC still does. They actually ban out Lifestealer first, but, I mean, you can do anything with these 2 supports. Aggressive tri lane, sure. 2 dual lanes, sure, no problem. Safe tri lane, it's
5
fine too. They
seconds
can go anywhere. We've even seen, I'm not sure if it was Relax though that did that, but we've seen Venomancer in a bit more of a core role. Against an Invoker, not that smart of an idea, however. There's the Templar Assassin removed.
Radiant team
4FC,
ban.
they know what they want to play mid. Now, there is still a chance of putting Invoker in the safe lane, Mirana on the off lane with an aggressive tri lane, and still putting Puck mid or something like that. But for now, they just want to remove strong heroes for
10
Tama Wild.
seconds remaining.
You'll know that he plays a lot of
5
strong
seconds
carries,
remaining.
active carries. Templar Assassin, Storm Spirit, Queen of Pain. That kind of
Dire
line.
team ban.
That kind of hero, rather. Elder Titan, another removed by Relax, as it looks like they are having a bit of issues deciding what that Mirana is going to do. Like, banning out the Lifestealer indicates that they are expecting the Mirana to be on the... or not on the core
10
role, rather.
seconds remaining.
And banning out the Elder Titan means that they're expecting that there's still an offlaner to be
5
picked up. So,
seconds remaining.
for now, we just don't know yet. We just don't know. 17 seconds only left for the bonus time for Relax, by the way. 17 seconds. Which is not a lot if you still have three picks to go. And especially not because normally the last pick takes the most time. I wish there was statistics about that one. OD, remove this last one. Oh, ooh, I like this. I like this actually a lot. I'm curious to see how they're gonna work it out with. But the thing is, right, and I'm sure that people have seen this, because in the first Captain's Draft Invitational, where Fnatic was up against Alliance, we saw Witch Doctor, I believe, twice, and he made tons of big plays. So I have to say, I hope that he can do that here too. And I wonder how much influence the Captain's Draft is going to have on the competitive scene overall. Like in the normal Captain's mode. How many new heroes are going to get rediscovered because they're actually not that bad. Like, for example, yesterday when we saw Sniper, who was doing really well as well. I mean, that is just exciting developments, to be honest. We're gonna see a Pugna for the side of Relax. Now they have run him as the safe laner before, but they've run him as Shaklo Pugna as well. Shashlo, sorry, I pronounce it properly. I have to pronounce it properly. It's so easy to just call him Shaklo instead, but there is no K in it, and the CHLO is called Shlo rather than Klo.
Radiant team pick.
And Nature's Prophet for 4FC. That's most likely going to be Krilly's hero then. One hero left to go for 4FC. Now they can go for a Bane to set up for arrows. They can go for anything actually. Anything they want really. Dragon Knight for Relax. Core hero. Can be safe lane, can be mid. I'm not going to say anything about it because we don't know. And that's the beauty of their lineup. That is the pretty thing
10
about
seconds
keeping anything,
remaining.
everything to yourself, basically.
5
I think that
seconds
takes some finesse in terms of drafting that way.
remaining.
Now,
Reserve
however, it
time.
doesn't look like 4FC is all too worried because they're just going to go for their own playstyle, and I think they have got the heroes that they wanted to have. And they don't seem to suffer too much about having two supports banned out. Timber saw a last ban coming out from
Radiant
4FC.
team banned.
They know that a core is still needed, most likely that is. As said, we have seen Venomancer as a farmer before, so, you know, I don't expect it, but it is an opportunity. Ancient Deparation is going to be another ban
Dire
coming out,
team
another support ban, a strong one as well. I think that's a good one to ban out here. Then again, there's plenty of heroes still in to support. I wouldn't actually mind seeing an Earthshaker, however, or I mean a Sand King, but I'm thinking that Pugna has already countered him a bit. No, not really, because the thing is, with the buff to Blink Dagger not costing mana, it also means that that blinking into something, or that
10 seconds
oh, and it still
remaining.
goes because you take from the damage from the ward with your epicenter being channeled, so you
5
can't blink
seconds
afterwards. So that
remaining.
doesn't matter. But no Sand King then. That's too hard of a counter for that. Just a ward.
Reserve time.
I wouldn't mind seeing Lena or something coming out either. Just, you know, some extra burst damage coming out early on. They have a lot of burst damage. It would mean that with the BKB you can go a very long way, and Dragonite
10
is already a
seconds
hero that
remaining.
standard builds a BKB. So it might be a bit
5
too
seconds
scary.
remaining.
But it's a Shadow Demon in the end. So I mentioned this as the start,
Radiant team
as they
win.
have done this before. So they have for a long time ran Shadow Demon, Lina, Mirana lanes, actually. Even after patches that rendered it kind of nerfed. But they have run this a lot of times. Different lineup, but same, or different players, but same core heroes anyways. Disruption into Arrow, of course, very strong. Witch Doctor can, of course, also land his Maledict after that one, which is pretty
10
strong as well.
seconds remaining.
And cannot be underestimated, really.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, interesting to see how they're gonna lane this as well. It looks like just a safe lane Mirana, Witch Doctor, Shadow
Reserve
Demon
time.
on the side of 4FC, and they just profit on the off lane / jungle, Invoker mid. Maybe
10
roaming Witch
seconds
Doctor, Shadow
remaining.
Demon.
5
And for
seconds
Relax, we
remaining.
still don't know. I mean, the logical thing for them right now is, or from my point of view, okay, that logical thing just got nullified because it was gonna put out the Pugna the Dragonite mid, but it can still happen. But yeah, it looks like we are gonna see Dragonite mid, Pugna on the safe lane farming, and Puck on the suicide lane solo. Could also be an aggressive trial lane with Pugna, Earthshaker, and Venomancer. I mentioned that earlier, and then put Puck on a safe lane, and that's all gonna be fine. And actually, I'm actually thinking that should maybe be better. I mean, Mirana, Witch Doctor, and Shadow Demon, all ranged heroes, so it's not completely ideal, but all also kind of squishy. And a Fissure on one of those supports goes a long way. Now, there is a defensive disruption, but it's a long cooldown, so they can deal with that, I think. And there is also a leap over the Fissure, but that has a fairly long cooldown
10
as well.
seconds remaining.
Yeah,
5 seconds remaining.
I actually wouldn't mind that. But we're gonna see it, because we are in the game. We are actually also paused. Let's see what people are sharing here today. Frozen oh no, oh god, that's so distracting. Yeah, let's just go for this one. Who's using that? No legs cow. Well, he's a Swede. I guess he's used to frosty things. Let's take a look though. Who's playing what? As we have got Dread playing the Earthshaker in this game. Oh, someone donate this guy some items. There are such badass Earthshaker items out. And I know that I have a lot of Russian followers or watchers right now, viewers that are here because they support Dread. Support him with items on the Earthshaker. Thank you. Shashlo will play the Puck. Or Shashlo, sorry. Yoki will play the Pugna. We've got Tama Wild on the Dragonite, and Dance and Trance will play the Venomancer. And we're going to assume the lanes are going to be the tri lane with Yoki, Dance and Trance, and Dread, and Tama Wild mid, and Shaklo alone. Now, if it's going to be an aggressive lane or not, from my point of view, it's 50-50. Taking a look at 4FC, they have got Juicy playing the Witch Doctor, Krilly playing Nature's Prophet, Slumbomb on the Shadow Demon, No Legs Cow playing the Invoker, and last but not least, it is Strangby, who is the same player. Like, I talked about how they used to play Mirana matchups with Shadow Demon and Lina. Strangby was always on the Mirana, every single time. So yeah, I was not going to expect anything different from him. So nice to see him on that hero again. But same story here, as he is... As a Mirana player... I call him out hereby as a Mirana player, and he doesn't have any items. He doesn't even have a different mount. It's blasphemy. It really is. I'm disappointed. Such sweet items there can be. I mean, his teammate has got nice items. They're like auspicious. Okay, it's free item. Fair enough. But this one is not free. Flowering Treants. Flowering Treants. Pack of the Woodland Outcast. Lay of the Peacebringer. Mythical Taunt. I have not seen that one before, I think. Oh well. Oh well. Let's take a look at who's going where, as we now know. As we have got Shadow Demon and a Witch Doctor roaming bottom. We're going to assume that Mirana will not join them, because Mirana is top. Is it just for wards that they go here with the two of them? Which is interesting. Invoker middle. Yay. Totally unexpected. That was a kappa face behind that sentence. Tamar Wild will be middle. We have got a dual lane for now, bottom with Veno and Pugna. We have got wards being placed by Dread, I would assume, or just hanging around. The thing that, of course, an Earthshaker can do is basically pull the mid lane. Land a Fissure there, pull the creep wave to here, and then make sure that he can pull and stack. And not just that, but he can also make the creeps go this way and pull this way. So yeah, there's multiple options for Earthshaker. There's a lot of different gimmicky thingies that you can do with a Fissure to make sure that you deny your enemy farm and you get some extra jungle farm by yourself as a Earthshaker.
The battle begins.
Ah yes, this is a ward placed by the support, who is indeed back top. Juicy and Slumbomb on the top lane. Thank you. So safe lane coming out from 4FC, safe tri lane. And for now we're just gonna see Dread stand middle. Let's see if he is gonna be able to get the... Like, you can't do the first wave, obviously, because there's no creeps yet. So let's see if he's gonna do the second wave. And if... Like, the thing is also, I mean, it is something that has been done before, and that people know. But they did just place their next ward. Never mind. I was gonna say, like, it's also something that you would very fast counter, and that is something... They are harassing him away. They're gonna place their own sentry, I hope. Hello? You have a sentry. He did just... Well, he gave the sentry to Slumbomb. There it is. Oh, who's faster? Woohoo! That was close!
Have no right.
Mirana had to help out there. But yeah, Earthshaker is pulling the mid lane creeps back. Something that No Legs Cow is now also realizing, so he's probably calling out to support, do something about it, as Krilly is getting harassed a lot here. Poison Sting actually picked up by Dance and Trends. I really like that. That's the first blood. Missed. Disruption into Arrow, and Witch Doctor wasn't even around to share the credit. It is just such a tried and tested combination that even a Puck that has picked up Phase Shift at level 1 could not do anything about it. The question is, can they do it again? And they have to harass him a bit as well before they do it. And the harassment, I guess, is there. Yeah, definitely there. And that's Phase Shift used as well. But I'm expecting the Witch Doctor to actually rotate towards this middle lane / jungle or creep stack. Because this is very painful. The reason that Invoker is mid is that he is the hero to need experience. He relies a lot on experience, maybe more than any other hero. Very experience based. And he is getting denied so much right now. This is already the second wave that is getting denied. And if we look at the lanes, we've got Tamar Wild sitting at level 3 and almost level 4, while No Legs Cow is still sitting on level 2, almost level 3. So he's a full level behind already. Now the sentry comes out. It's gonna be too late though, at least for... Yeah, I mean, this big ass giant black dragon will still be able to kill off this wave by himself or with the help of his little baby thingy. Yeah. Easy. Easy peasy. Now Invoker comes forward trying to steal some of that experience. He gets some. It's nice enough. Doesn't really get the last hit though. Should he? Maybe? No. Nope, that's it. That's all, folks. Now with the first blood on the board, the pressure is a bit off to land a combination with the disruption arrow. And of course Shaklo has learned as well. He's got 2 escape mechanisms and he basically always has to have one available. He knows that. If he gets baited out into using phase shift or orb too early, then he might actually die from the combination again. In the meantime, Nature's Prophet is dealing with a lot of harassment here as well. Now the thing about a Nature's Prophet is that even though he might get harassed a lot here in the lane, as long as he is harassing or at least annoying the enemy team, as long as he's making sure that Joki is not getting full free farm, then he's doing an okay job. But he'll get back on top anyway with the Hand of Midas that he'll pick up later on. First he'll go for phase boots though. First he'll go for phase boots. It's Invoker dies, middle. Earthshaker coming out. Couldn't pull lanes anymore. And at some point you then have to expect him to rotate. Wow. That just shows I might need some extra focus. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be. I'm gonna get some extra focus. Sounds like a plan. And that's, I guess, the downside of not having a co-caster. I'll say it. Nature's Prophet, by the way, harassed so much that he teleported out. But yeah. No co-caster does lead me to kind of sit in my own bubble too long. And my own bubbles have to be broken sometimes, but we're following this one. This is going to be our first non-missed kill, if this turns out to be a kill. It'll be cool. It'll be awesome. It'll be insane. Disruption into arrow, if they go top. Or disruption perhaps into Sunstrike. Yeah, he picked up Sunstrike. No, that's already the smoke ticked off, and Shaklo, he'll get disrupted. Let's see what they can do. Arrow flying in as well, still hits the phase shift too early. The arrow perfectly timed and the first skill not missed is on the board. It is once again the puck, and that is about the same way as the first blood happened, as you can imagine. Meantime, bottom, Nature's Prophet. Whoo! Oh, he's fine actually, but he did teleport out in time. I mean, that's something that he can do every time. These two cannot stop him from teleport out unless they decrepify at a perfect time and Invoker dies again. Middle, can you stop dying? Earthshaker coming out again. And Tamar Wild this time with the last hit. He is doing real well. He's 29 for 2. Invoker only 13 for 3. This is trouble. This is support forced middle because of this Invoker just not getting anything. And in they come. Fisher already hit up on the... Oh no. No. He's fine. Shadow Demon. He doesn't have mana for a disruption. The cast comes out. Only up his once between the two. And he'll be okay. They'll be okay. Invoker also, like, he cannot be helped too much by the supports, because if he gets helped too much, they'll stand around taking his experience, and they can't do that because he needs every single scrap of experience that he can get. He's up against a level 7 dragon right now. Now that's not fair. He's level 5.5. It's a huge difference. And I wouldn't actually be surprised to see him go for a Hand of Midas purely for that reason, for getting that experience back up on track. For now, he's getting, he's, like, right now, 4 of C's lanes, like, all 3 of them are just not going really well. Puck is, maybe the least successful hero there. And I guess Mirana, I mean, Mirana is doing okay, but she's not doing as well as, for example, the Pugna. Pugna is sitting on 46 to 16, and yes, you can compare him to Mirana because they have both been safe lanes. Mirana is sitting on 29 to 14. 29 compared to 47. It's a big difference. Yes, Mirana has been involved in 2 kills. But does that make up for that? I don't think so. Not just yet. Maybe they can get themselves Krilly here. Relax. Get a Fisher going. Krilly will try to teleport himself out. Gets interrupted and blasted to death. It's a 3rd kill on the board for Relax. And so far the Puck is the only one to die on their own team. But they've been getting kills on both lanes. Most of all, they're getting 2 kills on the Invoker, who's not going to be doing anything substantial for a long time.
'Tis non-cupatory.
It's non-cupatory. You heard it here first. Let's see if they can get this tower down. It's a danger when you're facing the nature, or when you're facing the Pugna. You are going to see your towers drop very fast, and that's of course also part of a reason why they pick up the Nature's Prophet. Then they can continuously push the waves out, maybe help and try to push their own tower or their enemy's towers down. Disruption. In comes the Sunstrike. Is there more coming out? The Dragon Tail comes out. Still Tame Wild does get hit by the Melodic, but there's not enough damage. And we kills off the Witch Doctor already. Perhaps still. Yeah, that's still going to be a kill. Going the way of the Invoker, which he really desperately needed. Important for him, but at least he makes it a trade rather than just getting caught out completely. And perhaps Dread can make something happen. No. No, like Scout is already out of there. That would have been a big pickoff if they did that, but no. Not in time to save their Dragon Knight. Really now with his phase boots. Next item. Midas. Cold Snap up on Dread. Showing his face middle. Does land a Fissure, which actually still hits on Invoker. But Dragon Knight's on the wrong side of it. Can't really go in on it. Even if he tried, maybe then he wouldn't have been able to get in range to do anything anyways. But nonetheless, we have a smoke up. Disruption and Witch Doctor. They are aiming to create space. Let's see if they can. Still Pugna, of course, here on the bottom lane. He does show himself. There is daytime, so he is visible. And they're going to go for him. Disruption followed by a Sunstrike. Followed by Harassment. If he's... Yeah, no Sunstrike actually coming out. Doesn't matter. It's enough. It's enough. It's a very clean kill. Nothing else but Disruption was actually needed in terms of mana. Well, they used the cask as well, but it didn't really matter that much. He can't really do anything if he gets caught out like that. And a good kill, and 4FC needs these kind of kills. This is their way to buy time, to make sure that they buy time for that Invoker to get back on. Invoker, by the way, sitting on 1800 gold. Now, if you wanted to go for Midas,
Radiant's bottom tower
he
under attack.
is close by. Just about 200, 300 gold to go. 200, 250. 250. However, with 9.5 minutes in,
Radiant's bottom tower
dead or
is under
not,
attack.
Pugna of course died. He's got a mechanism. It's time for push. It's time for a 5-man Dota, or 4-man in this case, because Dragon Knight remains middle. But 4-man Dota here on the top lane. Engage. They still will lose their bottom tier 1 tower by the looks of it. And that is actually good for 4FC, because right now a 5-on-5 fight is not going to be an easy one for them because of the mechanism. The Dream Coil actually whiffs! The Dream Coil of Shakalo whiffs. Invoker does go down middle again. A double damage rune from the Dragon Knight coming out, as well as the Dragon form itself to get a range for that Dragon Tail. A good kill for him again. His Invoker just keeps getting caught out. Neither tower dies, by the way. The tower is also not in deny range. We still have the Witch Doctor and the Shadow Demon. Maybe in some trouble, but looks like nobody's actually going to chase them down. The tier 1 mid does go down. I mean, the Dragon Knight is just too strong. An Invoker, really... Last time we checked, he had 1800 gold. He didn't buy anything before he died. Maybe not sure yet what to buy. Well, this is the 5-man Dota that I was talking about. How are they gonna do this? How are they gonna try and stop Relax? They're not, right? There's just no way. Dread, getting harassed a bit, but we'll be okay. As a Gale hits on Shadow Demon, but he also will be okay. But Relax, very aggressive positioning, and if they do go away from this bottom lane, it's probably because of their own choice. Not because 4FC forces them. 4FC does try to get whatever they can, though, in the meantime. They've got the Hand of Midas on Mirana, which is not something that I'm a big fan of. But Strangby perhaps kind of feels forced into it, because he right now...
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Nice snipe from the Nature's Prophet. But... Oh, leap forward, the arrow already hit. That's a dead puck right there. Shakalo makes it happen.
Pathetic. Well.
But the thing is, if you're behind this far, Mirana normally can try and create some space, kill off people, but the rest of the enemy team is at this point so far ahead that the Mirana can probably not do anything with the rotations that she makes. So her best option is just to continue farm and try to maybe create some pressure on the top lane. She has to be very careful though, because she is one of the more high priority targets. Better yet, she is the highest priority target on the side of 4FC. Look at the difference in net worth between her and the Invoker. They do try to make something happen. Dread blocks the arrow, and that actually might have cost him his life. Still managed to get a Fissure off, and it is Mirana that dies. Dread, with those 2 shadow poisons on him, should die. There we go. Shadow Demon himself in a lot of trouble though. Tries to make it out of there alive. Doesn't have a disruption. Just puts down some poison, but will take a fall. Nosedive into the sand for him. 2 for 1. But the main thing here is Mirana dies. And dies even before the Earthshaker does. So she did not get anything at all.
Dire's top
No
tower
experience.
is under attack. Radiant's
And
bottom tower
it's starting to get pretty scary for 4FC, because who is going to put them back into this game, right? Is it going to be the Nature's Prophet with Split Push? For now, he is far from making an impact. And then you've got the Invoker, who might be able to turtle. Invoker, one of the hardest turtle heroes there is. But yeah, as I mentioned, he was forced to go for Hand of Midas just to make sure that he can keep up with the levels of his enemy team. Because if an Invoker gets behind on levels, there's just nowhere to get with him. So you kind of need to get that Midas at some point if you are too far behind. And well, perhaps they can at least take advantage of some mispositioning coming out from Relax, as their Earthshaker just got caught out near a tower. But they did take half the damage of a tier 2 in return for it, and it's 4FC does not have one of those big heroes from which you'd say, yeah, you know, late game, they got this late game. That's not what, no, Dragon Knight, one of the stronger heroes here as well, almost finished off as BKB. And when that happens, 4FC, their majority of damage comes right now from spells. Mirana, she doesn't really have anything yet to get her that attack damage to help out while he's in BKB. So this is starting to get a bit scary right now. At least 4FC has been able to get some pickoffs, of course. And next to that, they picked up one of the towers on the side of Relax. So that's pretty nice as well. And they've been picking up and slowing down that Puck on his Blink Dagger. But Puck is one of those heroes that once he gets his Blink Dagger, regardless of how much he's been shut down, he still will have a big impact, because it's all about that initiation power, the silence that you can get off, and the Dream Coil. If you can blink in Orb and get a Dream Coil off as well as the Waning Rift, then you're done. As a Puck, you can also get yourself out with the Orb at that point, and you're not dying, no matter what kind of level you are, no matter how far behind you are in farm, you're still going to have a pretty big impact on the fight. Especially if Tema Wild is there to make something happen off the back of it. Tema Wild, with an Invis Rune, rotating into the Dire Jungle, I don't think, well, maybe, if he can get this, that would be huge. No, it's nighttime, he doesn't see her. He doesn't hear her either. No, he's just gonna go back. That would have been a big kill though. Yoki in the meantime, going for an Aghanims. No surprise. 4 staff being built by Dancing in Trance. I mean, that's the upside from having a different natural mech carrier, which is the Puck now, of course, in this case. A support doesn't really have to just first build a mechanism. No, you can just straight build into a 4 staff, with which you can create so much chaos. Aggressive 4 staffs, of course, saving your teammates, getting yourself in there to land a big Poison Nova, or landing a Poison Nova and then get yourself the hell out of there again.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, important items. Same thing like for Dread. Well, he wants to get a Blink Dagger for now. He's very far off, but doesn't have to worry about the support items at all. Maybe Smoke, as you saw. Oh, or Dust, rather. The reason that Dust is in this game important is Mirana. Moonlight Shadow, still a pretty big impact. As we now have the start of a Manta style. Goes for the ultimate orb first, which is interesting, because normally we see Miranas go for Yasha's first. And, you know, and it's understandable, because it does give some extra attack speed. And it's just overall the more impactful item. But the reason she goes for the ultimate orb right here first, instead of going for the Yasha, is purely because of the extra stats it brings. Survivability is important, and she doesn't want to fight yet anyway. So why go for the more fighting kind of item, as maybe they get themselves a Venomancer? No, they do not. Really doesn't try to go for it. As the Necronomicon being built by him, he needs to go for that split push. There's no other way for him. Ah, this Invoker, 2,700 gold. Buy yourself something, really. But perhaps still waiting until he knows what would be the best item to buy in a situation where they are actually going to fight. For now, they still don't want to fight. They still just want to continue farm, continue holding their ground, because they know if this turns into a 5-on-5 fight right now, they would not win it. Like, there's no way. But The advantage that Relax was able to get at the start of the game, which was pretty huge, is now back to 0. So, or at least, as in, no advantage anymore. And oh, there's going to be more Necronomicons. 4FC, they've stopped down their foot, or however you say that. They have decided on what they're going to do. Necronomicons for everybody. It's not fun to fight against, and it's very strong against Pugna, because Pugna overall, I mean, he just wants to blast things up, right? He wants to nether blast everything all the time. And if he blasts up some of the Necronomicon warriors, that's a pretty big blast of damage he gets in his face. However, Tamar Wild is the Necronomicon warrior killer, and it's free gold for him, as he has picked up his BKB, of course, and has got 1k gold next to that. So you have to be timing it perfectly. You have to make sure you control, you micro those warriors, or just make sure that you're not gonna push that button if you are not gonna try and push.
Radiant's
And right now,
bottom
they are
tower
going to try and
is
push.
under attack.
Sending the warriors forward. Nature's Prophet goes down on the bottom lane. That's a solo kill, by the way. Not really, actually. Dread was there too. Never mind, he actually used an Echo Slam for that. I'm quite surprised to see that Tamar Wild is taking such a beating from these creeps. Including, of course, the Necronomicon warrior. Really making a difference here. The Dream Coil Invoker will still get picked off. Pugna with the last hit. And Dream Coil, of course, helping out. The Moonlight Shadow coming in too late. That's a Blink Dagger. Shaxlow ready. And all that supports can do is just stand by and watch. Their 2 highest core heroes next to the Mirana just got picked up. Just like that. No questions asked. Caught out completely. One in the enemy jungle. One in the middle lane, which might have been a better position for 4FC to be in. But, you know, getting caught by surprise like that, it happens. Although, should it happen? I wonder, because they were pushing top lane tier 2 tower, right? And they got that. And then they were missing from the map, so you knew they would be around there. It's interesting. Guess we'll never know, though. Guess we'll never know. And one thing that I find trouble on the side of 4FC is that they don't have a natural mechanism carrier. Something, of course, that Relax has had since the 9-minute mark, the mechanism, is something that 4FC is not going to have for a long time coming, because both Shadow Demon and Witch Doctor are not going to get enough farm for it for the moment. Like, there's just no way. Maybe Shadow Demon, as he's sitting on 1400 gold, but Shadow Demon kind of needs a Force Staff, because he is going to be one of the initiators. He's going to Force Staff and Disrupt. And then, of course, he'll get himself and his team a good initiation with that, but mechanism so needed as well. As Puck with the haste ring jumps himself out from the Ancients, was in a quite tough position, as Nature's Prophet as well as the Witch Doctor were close by. 3 people here for Relax in the bottom lane. Looking for maybe an opening. Maybe someone to pick off, or maybe just some pressure. Creating space, as they say. Creating space for middle lane. God, this is such a scary Dragonite. He's got his ult. And he's got his BKB, but that is not the most scary thing about him right now. But if you combine that up with a double damage rune, anybody that he finds, anybody that comes in range of the Dragon Knight Dragon Tail with Dragon Form is dead. Just dead. There's no questions asked. Highest level in the map, is it? No. Yes. Yes. Together with the Mirana. Mirana had a fairly early Hand of Midas. Her Mountain Style almost done. Still can't contribute to team fights until then, though. But he'll have it shortly. He will. In the meantime, they fortify their own towers here on the bottom lane. The double damage rune still sitting in the inventory of the Dragonite. And, you know, probably wants to save it until he can bash on some heroes. But for now, he'll just bash on towers, so he'll save it. Last blast will take down the tower. Can they get a Dragon Tail? Disruption will be there, but it's, yeah, not even a Dragon Tail needed. Not even a double damage needed. Like, that is the wrong place, wrong time. Disruptor, or sorry, the Shadow Demon should not be there. I keep calling Disruptor the Shadow Demon, as Invoker is trying to get some pressure going here on mid. Will realize that he should not be there. Backs himself off. Venomancer, in the meantime, by himself, is making sure that his tier 2 tower will live. Mirana is farming here a bit. In comes an arrow, actually. Will not hit, though. And that means that Dance and Trance is going to be okay. Strangby, Mantis Style ready. Let the split push commence. They really need to split push, but Relax is laying down so much pressure on all lanes. It is so difficult to do. This is the last outer tower standing on the side of 4FC.
Dire's middle tower.
And there's
is
still
under
4
attack.
towers up on the side of Relax. And to be honest, if you think about those 4 towers, or the difference right now is 4 towers, right? Demonic Purge, just harassment. But 4 towers, you can compare that to about 6,000 gold, roughly. Depending on if you're last sitting or not. But take it to like 6,000 gold. Now, if you think that Relax is 4 towers ahead, in terms of gold, well, actually, they just got back up. They just got towards the 6,000 gold. Well, before that, they weren't. But now they are 6,000 gold ahead. But then still, if 4FC is able to take down the towers on the side of Relax, they are back to even again. So yes, this game is definitely far from over as a Blink forward tries to catch out someone, but doesn't catch out anybody in the end. So, logical proceedings. Logical proceedings would be take out all the outer towers. Check. Go Roshan. And then go high ground. No Roshan just yet though. Smoke up for 4FC. They find themselves Yoki. Disruption will be there as well as a Soul Catcher. Can they take him down? They should be able to. But the ward is actually doing an immense amount of damage. He goes down, but at least he'll take the Witch Doctor with him to the grave. Wow, that ward was really, really painful for that Witch Doctor. He even, like, he shouldn't have used his ulti. It's too much mana lost. And mana, of course, creates damage from the ward. And Pugna is already back up. I mean, his Bloodstone had decent charges. Puck starts low, looking for someone, finds himself a Dream Coil on the Evoker, realizes that he might be a bit out of position, jumps himself out. But the Cold Snap from Tamar Wild, making sure that he cannot chase it either. And this is free gold right here. Will be taken by Yoki instead, though. 5 heroes in the middle lane. 5 heroes of Relax, looking to go high ground without the Aegis. This is risky. I was expecting them to only try this if they would have the Aegis. And better yet, right now, they don't even have the wards up near the Roche pit. They do have wards in the inventory of the Venomancer. And they're gonna go for Roshan. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was, of course, Elvis style. Now, 4FC check this with the Sunstrike that you just saw. Can they do something, I wonder? Roshan is not going very fast. But it doesn't look like they want to try. Or does it? Blink forward. Witch Doctor. Silenced. Make them invisible. But I was never worried. 12 health. There comes the dust. That's the kill right there. Stick charges! No, that's still a kill. Puck gets it in the end. Very, very close though, that dust coming in just in time. But without the Witch Doctor, I don't think they can do
Radiant's courier has been killed.
nice snipe. Without the Witch Doctor, I don't think they can stop them from taking Roshan.
Radiant's bottom tower is
And
under attack.
Maran actually helps them out by stunning Roshan. That's very friendly of you, Sprangby. So consider it. Meteor, Deafening Blast, just harassment for the moment, but it's actually ticking them fairly low. They have, of course, got that mechanism though. And that's enough. And now the arrow comes in. That one goes on Tamar Wild, and actually Strangby gets pushed towards the low ground by the Fisher? Or how did he get to the low ground? Anyways, he leaps away. He's fine for now. Venomancer not so fine. Gets picked up by the Shadow Demon's poison. Down goes the Roshan. Tamar Wild with the Aegis.
Middle tower
He'll still be using it though. This should be dropping. Sprout comes out. They are taking down the Aegis. It's something, but can they take him down again? Are they gonna try is the big question. All these Necronomicons are gonna try to help out. The blast comes out. It's not enough just yet. The BKB turned on by Tamar Wild, and it's a Dream Coil on 2. Witch Doctor already dead. Looking for another kill. Nature's Prophet disrupted for safety for the moment as Invoker doesn't have such luck. He'll go down. Nature's Prophet himself cannot teleport out. Will go down as well. Triple kill for the Puck now, who's just blasting his way to victory right here. The Dragonite, of course, staying alive as well, using his first BKB charge. 4 staves up for everybody as well after that fight. Shadow Demon and both Shadow Demon and the Earthshaker get it. So Earthshaker now has Blink and 4 staff. Pretty damn scary. But this is a scary fight. 4FC just lost a lot for that fight. Yes, they gained the Aegis, but that's kind of all, right? I mean, they just lost that fight. Not kind of. They lost that fight. They gave a lot away. The gold graph continues to go upwards. Relax is indeed doing very fine. Experience graph is not that big of a difference, and there's a very simple reason for that. It's because Relax has been grouping up a lot and has been sharing a lot of the experience. We have a Shiva's Guard up on Yoki. Most farmed hero on the map. This is without a Midas, by the way, as he is out farming the Mirana safe lane, Midas. By Strangby, who's going for a Desolator. Now I like this a lot because the Dragon Knight is a very tanky hero, obviously, because of his Dragon Blood. Gets that extra armor. He's sitting on 35 or 36 armor rather. And you need to be able to burn through that a bit. So Desolator, yeah, I understand that. I accept that and I agree with it. As we do have a disruption coming out. Venomancer is caught here. Force staff forward, teleport out. Can he actually do this? I think he can. There might be enough damage in the fountain. No, it's not. Sunstrike wrong place as well. Nicely juked by Dance and Trance. Places a ward on the place where the Sunstrike came in. It's like in your face, Invoker. Good escape. Good escape for sure. As they should have started with the Demonic Purge, to be honest. I mean, the disruption could still save him, or still stop him from teleport out. It was the only thing that they had. Fortify comes out for 4FC. I mean, Relax might not have an Aegis anymore, but they still have the upper hand here. And look at this pushing power coming out as well, with this Frost Dragon coming out, of course, helping out. It's just insane. I mean, with the fortification already down, how is 4FC gonna deal with this? How are they gonna fight this? Are they even gonna be able to try? Dragon Tail comes out. Disruption saves the Invoker for now, though. Moonlight Shadow. Oh, Invoker still in a lot of trouble. Echo Slam comes out. Force Staff might have been enough. Juicy pops his ultimate. Will get picked up for it, though. And that's going to be a mega kill for Tamar Wild, who still gets a Demonic Purge, but it doesn't look like he is actually stopped by that one. Strangby forced out of the base as well, as Witch Doctor is the only one that actually was the victim here, but it doesn't matter because Relax was not forced out of the base. They take the Rex and they leave because they choose to. Not because they want to, not because they have to, because they think it's the best idea. Well, because they want to, I guess I said it right the first time. Oh well, they are still, I mean, this is their game. Their game to lose, as we have got Nature's Prophet. I think he is gonna regret this one. Arrow comes in, actually, he's gonna get a health. Pugna might be in trouble here. That's enough, that's a kill. That's a killing spree gold as well. As the courier goes down as well. That's a big pickup. Yes, the courier already delivered the item to the Pugna, but that's a lot of gold going away for 4FC. The question is it enough? Can they split push their way to victory from this point onward? Is the Desolator enough? Together with the Nature's Prophet split push. The Necronomicons, of course, coming out as well. All at level 3. Is it enough? Time will tell. It's the only thing that we have, of course, to tell it from, but it's gonna be a rough road. A rocky road. Huh, that's candy, isn't it? Rocky road. It's also ice cream, actually. Nice teleport. And good sense of awareness there. None of that. Oh, one more last creep, I can take it. One more last creep wave. Oh, Pug and Pugna. Hello. Strangby is, of course, with an invisibility rune. He knows that he has supports with him. But these are two very difficult heroes to take down, especially when they're with the two of them. If it was just one, then maybe yes. But with the two of them, no. Would be too risky. They realize that too. The Invis-Rune is about to run out. They're still not scouted out. They're gonna see the Dragon Knight soon, who's also on his way towards the bottom lane. And they will find the Venomancer. Hello, Venomancer. Shadow Demon is still out of there, but I don't think it matters, or does it? Ulti coming out, in comes the Fissure, Echo Slam, and Dread! He is able to do this. The kill still goes to the Venomancer, but without that Earthshaker, that was no way that was gonna happen. Dance and Trance is gonna be fine. He's gonna join his team here on the bottom lane for the push, where it's already going on. The ward doing a lot of damage here, as a Puck still will go down. No Legs Cow making that happen. Pugna. Oh no, Puck, rather. Jesus. Stupid names. Pugna. Yoki. More blast coming out. We have a BKB for the Nature's Prophet. That's how scared they are of that Pugna. And Puck. And Echo Slam. And Fissures. Yeah, okay, it would be too. There's a lot of magical damage coming out for Relax. There is, for sure. But they successfully defend their base. Tower does not drop. Yet. There's a mech up again shortly for Yoki. So he can heal his Dragonite with that. Dragonite is, well, he's pinging. Come back for the mech. There you go. Now teleports out, though. Still goes away. That means that the rest of his team cannot really go in for this either. So Nature's Prophet is already pushing back on top lane. And Shaslow going for the Scythe of Ice for his team. Some extra disable is never bad. And there's their courier again. Oh, Pugna and Veno sticking around here. They have the Earthshaker with them as well, by the way. But this just shows the state of the game, right? I mean, basically, this is 2 supports on the Pugna. I guess the very fat Pugna, sure. Making sure, wait a second, might be trouble. Clearly, no, he'll teleport himself out. They go for the Puck here, though. I mean, that was 2 fights that I would choose from. Looks like Stramby is going to be okay. He's going to teleport out. No Fissure in time. Nicely done, though. Arrow hit.
Regeneration.
Shoot arrow, hit arrow. But they're still able to choke 4FC right now. I mean, 4FC has got very little farming space. Dread, going for his next item. Ghost Scepter. Has to be careful by using that, because if he has his Ghost Scepter on, Invoker can still hurt him quite a bit. But of course he's trying to hide himself from the right click damage that Mirana as well as the Nature's Prophet at some point are able to do. Nature's Prophet already back up to 2700 gold. His Hand of Midas doing work for him, of course. This is a Hand of Midas team. There's 3 heroes with Hand of Midas on the side of 4FC, of course. Mirana, Invoker, Nature's Prophet. 3,300 gold back up on the Dragonite, who actually gets scouted out. Sprouted up as well. Turns on his BKB though. Goes for the Witch Doctor first. And he'll try to teleport out, realizing he was in trouble. He will make it out alive for the moment. And it is the poison that does not take him down. Disruption comes out for Dread, who tried to help. Like, he saved this carry. Yeah, that was a good cause. If he wasn't there, the Dragonite would have died. But he dies, Dread dies rather, and there's even a gem going the way of 4FC because of that. But that was too aggressive farming coming out from Tema Wild, to be honest. Like, he was farming right around here, and his entire team was somewhere else. The only reason that Dread could get there so fast was because he had Blink and Force. Now, I'm expecting that Relax is going to go bottom lane and still push out as 5 at some point, but they're delaying it an awful long time. Perhaps they want to indeed wait for the next Roshan to spawn. 20 seconds they only have to wait. But Roshan, the fight over Roshan is something that 4FC can use very well to try for them to either get something massive in return for it. I'm thinking bottom lane, perhaps a bit of a push on the tier 3 towers, or take an immense team fight and actually win it, perhaps. Could happen. As this game starts to be more and more even again, the gold graph going back down, experience graph going back down towards the 0 line. Still in favor of Relax, obviously, but not by as much, and Sunstrike scouts out that Roshan is there again. So 4FC knows that Roshan is up. You're also gonna see Veno check it, and the pings come out. Roshan is back up. It's time, boys, it's time. Let's fight
Radiant's
the
top
beast.
tower is under attack.
The Roshan beast. Should be able to. There's no words here for the Dire team. But with everybody missing from the map, they should be quite obvious. And actually, I believe that maybe they walked past this part,
Radiant's top
which is
tower
actually
has
visible.
fallen.
But they're not fighting it. They're just gonna try and counter push. There's Roshan, you see his health dropping here. It's not dropping very fast. I mean, there's not really a lot of minus armor thingies coming out. Dragonite is also not there as he is standing right there. Disruption comes out, keeping Strangby up. Nice Sprout. Leap towards the high ground. They're gonna leave him alone. They're not gonna go for him. The arrow will not hit because his BKB still there. BKB is getting popped by the Nature's Prophet, so he can teleport himself out to safety. Success achieved. Mirana jumped himself out as well, as the Moonlight Shadow should also make sure that Invoker gets a solid escape, or does he? Turns around for Deafening Blast and Meteor that both gets dodged. Dancing Trance actually lands a Poison Nova on all 3 heroes that came back in, and he might be able to achieve big things with that, but he would first have to die for it. Maybe if his teammates come back in. Doesn't look like they will though, as Slum Bomb is dealing with the poison coming out from the wards as well. Roshan still alive for the moment, but for how long? As Dragon Knight is back in this, and he should be able to take the Roshan without anybody telling him not to, without anybody taking it away from him. And Pugna, the one to take an arrow and take the Aegis. But there's nothing going to happen on the back of that arrow, because it's too scary. Don't even think they would be able to take out the Aegis.
Pull roots and run.
And yeah, this was good play for Relax. Yeah, they lose a Venomancer. But by having their heroes rotate around, by putting that Dragon Knight back on the top lane, they avoid losing anything for taking that Aegis. Yeah, they lost the tier 2 tower. Bit of damage to the tier 3, but it could have been way worse. Could have been Rax. But it also shows how fast 4FC can actually push. With that Desolator, with the Necro units, it can go fast. It can go very bad for Relax. Very fast if, wow, I said it a lot. Wow. If they lose a fight. Just one fight might be enough if Nature's Prophet has the lanes pushed out properly. So there's now 4k back on Yoki. Let's see if Dread has a new item. No, sitting on 1600 gold. Still, of course. Well, I don't think that he has anything in the career. No, he does not. Dragon Knight. Heart is complete. We saw him building towards it earlier. Shaslo has got a Scythe of Ice ready. And the Veno going for an Aghanims. I like that a lot actually because, well, actually no, I would have liked to see a Veil of Discord before the Aghanims, because a Veil of Discord would not only help his ulti but also that of the arrows. Also that of the Earthshaker, for example. Strangby has to be careful here. Demonic Purge coming out for Timo. Oh, the Sunstrike comes out as well. It's not enough to take him down, but it is enough to do a lot of damage and force him back a bit as well. The tower will stand barely. One blast from Pugna will take it down. I think that Yoki is getting in position for that, perhaps. Let's see if he can. He has a Blink Dagger now as well. We'll blink away after blasting the tower. Yep, there we go. I would say 5k gold in his inventory. More blast. Oh, he walks into an arrow. Gets forced out into safety by his teammates. Timo Wild still here. Jump forward from Shaklo. Disruption on the Piglet, but it is gonna cost the Shadow Demon his life. Juicy also in some trouble. Goes for the heal. Might be able to make something happen there with his ulti, but with the Ghost Scepter down, no, that's physical damage. He'll die in the end still, as the Dragon Knight is still in this, still very confident, still very big, and still very dangerous. And in comes the Dragon Tail Invoker, stunned up, killed up. No, Disruption keeps him safe again for a little while longer, but it was a delay of execution, and that is all there is to it. Dancing Trance might actually die from that Witch Doctor Maledict. There we go. Nature's Prophet Ultimate to finish him off instead. As Slum Bomb back in this. And oh my god, he keeps being alive after, of course, buying back. Fair enough. They still lose their racks, but they don't lose more than that. They are able to force Relax out of their base again against all odds. Yoki gets hexed up. Can they follow that up? No, they cannot. The Sprout gives the vision and actually sees that Yoki is locked in. He jumps forward nonetheless. Goes for a blast. Gets stunned up by the paralyzing cask, and it's enough to keep the Witch Doctor safe for the moment. This is scary though for both teams, because if Relax wins this fight, obviously for 4FC is over, but if 4FC wins this fight and the lanes are in proper position, which right now they're not, but Nature's Prophet can just teleport top and at some point take your racks. They have to be very careful. It was a very long drawn out fight. They did not use the Aegis, so they can do it again if they want to. And to be honest, it's the melee racks, or sorry, range racks that are left over, so those will go down with 2 blasts of Pugna and they will not regen. 4FC, they are the ones to now make sure that they fight outside of their base. They have to do something else. They have to make sure that something changes. I'm quite funny that Slum Bomb actually, he lost his gem when he died and then he got it again. And he was, together with the Witch Doctor, the only two that bought back, so the supports. Means Mirana and Nature's Prophet both still have buyback. Both can be maybe a bit more risky in farming. Set the Vice up for Nature's Prophet, 2400 gold in his inventory. Now, is it going to be enough? Because this Dragon Knight, like, where is the damage going to come from, right? Mirana is the only one that does the appropriate amount of damage to be able to at least try But this Dragon Knight is so incredibly tanky. Meteor falls in his head and he just walks away like nothing happened. Now goes for the Dragon form, just a bit of rest. They know already that the bottom Rex, melee Rex is all that mattered. If they can take down the melee Rex here too, it's basically a game. Unless 4FC gets some awesome team wipes in a row. Which is pretty far-fetched at this point in the game. Nature's Prophet ultimate just bouncing through, trying to slow them down, but this tower getting pushed to death. Dragon Tail, Invoker, first target. Just harassment for the moment. He wants to go for that building. He gets the tower as well. Pugna actually with the last hit. The Necronomicon units chasing them down. But it doesn't stop them from going in. Nature's Prophet, by the way, is split pushing. He's on the top lane, pushing into the tier 3. But Shaklo jumps in, wants to go for the Invoker, who gets disrupted. Will be fine for another time. Turns on his own BKB, deafening blast on 3 as well. 4 stops himself forward, and this might be a good fight for 4FC. But there's a 3-man coil coming out from Shaklo, and that might be just enough. Ooh, Tama Wild. His BKB is about to run out. Blink Echo Slam from Dread though, and that is enough to pick up the Earthshaker. Gets a Fissure out on Krilly as well, who came back to try and help his team out, but Krilly is not going to be able to do that job. Sprouts himself up, tries to teleport home, but cannot do it. The buyback of the Invoker perhaps being enough to make something happen, to make a change, but also he cannot make anything happen. Now goes for Shaklo, but he orbs, and he gets himself out, still has a phase shift in a couple of seconds. He is actually going back in. Why is he going back in? Be careful there. Yoki's still in this, of course, as well. Drains life from Strangby. He doesn't have a leap anymore. Invoker, invisible. Next to a sentry. This is trouble. Shaklo, can he get that orb out properly? He has a blink still left for him as well. Gets himself out, though. 2 heroes left alive for 4FC. Mirana and Invoker. As it looks like we might see the end of the Invoker pretty damn soon. Invoker, indeed, getting picked up. Now, Strangby, the last one alive, together with the Nature's Prophet, who just bought back. That was the last buyback that 4FC had, but they've already lost their ranged racks. They're about to lose their melee racks, and they're about to lose Krilly for the 2nd time in one fight. And it looks like not just Krilly, but also Juicy. Strangby takes Sanctuary in his base, but even there, he is not safe. Disruption will make him safe, though, for a little while. If it's enough, yes it is, for the moment. But they're stuck inside their base, and Slum Bomb, yeah, he's not going to be able to get out. This is a game 1 for Relax. They take that one home, but it is a best of 3, so 4FC has got another chance to redeem themselves, to take another game, to force out a game 3 from Relax. You're doing fine, and prove that they are worthy of the winner's bracket final spot, that is what they are fighting about. You're watching the Yardwide Festival. This is the winner's bracket semifinals. Relax, you're doing fine versus 4 friends plus Krilly. And this was game 1, taken by Relax. We're going to see if they can do it again, or if 4FC is going to force out a game 3. Stick around for more Dota 2 coming out for you on this channel. We'll be right back.